You know the drill, boys. I'm gonna hear a double sound if I can mute, right? Technically, I have no idea. I said this public, right? It should be public. Oh shoot, it's actually working. Hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, there's two of them.
Hey, Matt. How's it
Okay.
going?
Pretty good. How you
Oh,
doing?
so that's what you sound like in real life.
Yep.
What the hell? Okay.
I've,
Anyways,
When you said how's it
I
going, and I
sound
see
pretty white.
your avatar, it just like it makes it funny.
isn't that the guy
Yeah.
from Disney?
You know? Oh, do you know which movie it's from?
I don't know what that movie is.
It's not a recent one for sure. It's something about like is it like the
Oh.
little white balloon? Let me think. Disney movie white.
You seen Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
Oh yeah, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was Big
Is it
Hero
the mayor?
6. And that was like a hero dude.
Oh no.
Are you British? I sensed an accent.
No, I'm from New Zealand, so
Oh, New Zealand.
it's
Ah,
like
cool.
next to
I
Australia.
would have never. I keep saying this guy's from Australia the whole time, and he's correcting me every time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people tend to forget that New Zealand is kind of its own independent country because it's so close to Australia, and we're kind of the only two
you hear me, Dark IV? Shoot, I can't hear the audio, or is it me? No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just trying to figure this out. Is this Usher? Okay, now I can. Oh, you can't hear me. Oh, the audio they can, but they can't hear me. Interesting.
Oh,
Okay. Basically, sorry. If I were you, yes, I would first have two separate sessions. Okay, one session for learning vocabulary, and one session for listening. But in my opinion, Anki is very slow, and I advocate Link for a reason because now Link is finally back. I recommend if you want to try it, I can run you through how Link works and personally train you myself so that you can learn it extremely fast because French is like easy in my opinion. It's the in my opinion it's still the hardest Romance language, but it's easier compared to learning.
yeah.
But if you
Is
really
it the
want-
way you said where you skip through your
Known
known
words.
words in Link?
right? It's technically yeah.
I didn't understand one thing. It was like, so if you skip your known words, how do you reinforce them?
The listening part, see, the 5 minute listening will do it for you. Because you're
I
listening to the
see.
things that matter because people are talking to you. That's the stuff you actually want to hear in real life, right? If you're reading, it might be a word that no one ever says in real life. It's probably from like a novel, right? Because no one says certain words like art right wait, what's that word? Rhinoceros, whatever the animal is, or like caterpillar. They don't really say that. They probably say it in the fiction books. In real life, how often do they say it? Not much. So the audio you get from YouTube, for example, is the real audio that people say in real life. So you want to listen to that, right?
Yeah. So I don't know how Link works, but is it you
It
take a video and then the transcript comes out and it shows how much words you know, right? Based on the highlighted
yeah.
that you've highlighted.
If you want me to run through, I can run through from my stream if you really want it as an example.
Yeah, let me I want to go in there, but I don't want to like have an echo. So let me see.
I'll just you can always just mute the stream. Just all you have to do is
That's
look.
true.
You only have to look. You don't need to actually hear anything.
Okay.
Let me think of a different language. So let me see.
Okay, let me mute this. How do I mute this?
Latin. Actually, I also supposed to teach someone how to use Link, my style, because I still claim I think I'm the only one that does the Link the way I do it. Some of them maybe like one like less than 1% for sure. All right, you technically see like the layout, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically a blue word is a word you never see before, and when you were to click on you can click on the definition or you click on a number, it'll automatically convert it to yellow, and that pretty much means okay, now you have converted, now you have seen a word, and now you're learning the word it claims. But the keyboard is where what most people don't understand is why do I do it a certain way. Is that we have the right arrow key, you can jump between words, right? I don't know if you can see my little highlights, which is cool.
Yeah.
So basically, this is Anki. I officially reached Anki mode because it only hits the. Okay, let me, for example, let me just have white there. So if I were to jump from this yellow here to the next yellow, it does that with the right arrow key. This is technically reaching. This is technically entering Anki realm because you only target the words you don't know, right? Anki, just all the words you know, it might come back like months later, but they don't really make you learn it again. And you're pretty much just going at a faster speed. See, I don't know. You've seen like the conversation between me and Mike. You probably see how fast I go. You can go really fast if you know what you're doing. So the reason it's so good because you're doing Anki mode at God knows 50 times speed if you're using arrow because one, you have to manually create the Anki card. So that slows down a lot. And two, it's technically not normal to the human eye because you have to look at a list and we hear the stories lists are painful and it's not normal. So Link gives you the environment of everything is natural other than the colors, unless you're like in English class you're highlighting every word, but you're technically in an environment like an English class, you're learning the word instead of a list. So it's technically I'm taking the best of both worlds of Link and Anki. It's just the mythology of Anki in an environment that is meant for speed. So
So my question is, do you highlight it every time or it saves?
basically, you could highlight because it automatically highlights. If I were to go from one word to another, the previous word turns yellow instantly. So there's a setting that if you want to let it be blue until you manually choose it, that's fine. But generally, if you leave it on default setting, you go from one blue to another, it automatically becomes yellow if you saw it.
So I'm a bit confused. So
Mhm.
let's do an example. So let's say you watched a video in Chinese.
Sure.
Do you import that transcript in there, or do you use
Yeah.
these mini stories?
Oh, I always have traditional Chinese as a perfect example. Let me see. I can do this. All right, this is Chinese. Okay, let me find like an actual Chinese text. What's a? I don't study traditional. Let me try to get Google Translate because it has to match the text. Because my keywords only in simplified, so there's traditional. Okay, the podcast.
So you don't get it from the video. You
So basically, Link has an extension that allows you to grab the actual video audio and transfer all of that into.
Oh, okay.
Let me just show you an example. I'm just trying to get there first. Okay, this one has Chinese, but doesn't tell you what kind of Chinese. Let me check real quick myself. That's simplified. The thing is trying to find a certain type of content. If it's okay, let me do French. That'd be a lot better for your case because you want French.
Mm.
Let me just switch. Actually, I don't think anybody cares about my emails. Let's see, French. Sure, I'll grab this one. Okay, so this one has all French auto-generated. This is the free version, so I can. There's an extension for Link that lets you click and import this entire audio and the scripts, and you can officially learn the words. It'll tell you which words you don't know and know because you already learned the words from in the past, and now it's generating the content. In other words, it's just making sure all the blues and yellows and whites are correct according to what your database says.
Is this free on LinkView, or do you have to pay for this?
If you're a member of Link, then you can use the extension. All you have to do is just log into your account.
Okay.
Yeah. I know 51,000, so I'm not sure how many words are. they're all white to me, unfortunately.
Oh, you studied French already?
I'm still learning. I'm in the listening stage. I hyper focus on the reading right already.
Okay.
So basically, this is your question: hyper focus on vocabulary, then read, then listen. So I technically did that. I got it to like 20,000. I started listening.
You know the hard part about French is the whole like
The
liaison
last-
and stuff. That's why I was like,
It's usually the silent sound, the silent letter. That's like the only thing that gets me.
yeah.
Speaking shouldn't be that hard. Just translate from English to French. I just never spoke French. Okay, so there's one blue here. So that's one word I haven't seen yet. And that if I usually just use the keyboard but I think it's better you ask the questions so I can try to answer whatever you want.
So like so okay, you imported this video. So what's your process? Now the white means that it's
already
you've
known.
seen it already? You know?
White means I have officially learned it, and yellow means this is your second and third time, and the blue means this is your first ever time seeing the word.
So you, from what you said before, you go through yellows and blues only.
Exactly, but unfortunately, everything is white because I've learned the language almost to its max potential. So that's the ironic. So if I want to do like Korean, where it's actually a hard Japanese, Mike's favorite language. I'll leave Mike's in here. He was on this chat yesterday. Okay, now this is probably more realistic for you. You see yellows.
Dude, your vocab is insane.
Okay, it's not realistic because someone's gonna call me on and say you don't know all these words. Okay, I could probably understand it when I look at it, but I don't need to actually know it, like speak it, because your passive is always higher than your active. Okay, now what is your question from here out?
So my question is, I understand you going through the new words, but with Anki, you're also reinforcing words that you know.
Okay.
How are you doing that from this page if you're not looking at the white?
You don't, because the thing with Anki is that you're treating Anki like it's everything in one, but language reactor, the listening, does the reinforcement of the known words for you. Link just happens to be you're trying to mine the gold and that's it, and you ignore all the gravel. That's literally what you're doing here. And then
But let's say,
Mhm.
like, sorry to interrupt, but like, let's say, you say you know a word,
Yes.
right? You might
Claims.
know it in the short term, but you might. It's not guaranteed you'll forget it.
Oh no, because when you will know when you know it. You might, because you need the mindset of, if I see this word next time, can I know what it means? Otherwise, because the reality is that it's like meeting a friend. You're gonna have to meet that person like many times, and then you know the general idea. You don't
So
instantly.
like you're,
Mhm.
it's strict that you say you know it. Like you put strict pressure on yourself that I have to know this.
Yeah, I always have the condition. If I see it and I know an idea what it means, I move it to known, because if
Mm.
it's French and stuff, everything is going to be known to you right off the bat, even though it's a new language. For Japanese, for example, I have the advantage. I know the Chinese characters as the foundation, so I'm technically in a super advantage. And the only difference is that you just have to learn how to pronounce some of the things like katakana, hiragana, and all that. Okay, if you can understand the idea before you click on it, so you have to because first you have to test yourself. When you look at a word, do I know what it means? Okay, this means hello. I'm saying hello in my mind. If I click on it and it's confirmed, I move it to known right away. I just you have to test yourself
So
first.
yours reminds me of, so in Anki we have new, learning, and matured,
Yes, same
right?
concept.
So I guess your white is almost like your matured cards. However, you never really go back to it.
Yeah, because how often you're going to see that word in the future, we don't know. Because is your goal to read manga? Then you should probably learn how to read everything. If you like, are you a
Mm.
reader?
I don't like reading. That's why I only
Okay,
stick to listening.
exactly. So that's what I'm enforcing. Is I hate reading too, and I used to read. So and I try to skip that step as much as possible and go straight to the listening, and that's what I'm doing. Because you're only okay. Imagine okay, I know like a good analogy. Imagine there's a painting as you it's like empty canvas. An average person would try to draw every single part of that canvas until it becomes a picture. Okay, but the idea here is that you're only filling in the important parts. Like you just go straight to the eyes, go straight to the mouth, right? The important things
Yeah.
that matters. But someone might first do the background, add the little details to the leaves, and then they do the mouth and eyes.
Mm.
You'll,
The only I understand what you're doing. It's really speed running. It's really good. I would only worry of some words that you don't see enough in your listening that you'll probably forget it.
you'll relearn it automatically because it's in your subconscious. Because the reality is that you might not know 100%, you might know like 70, 80. That's all you need, because you will see that word again every
Mm,
time. If they're important, they will come back, especially when you're
that's true.
listening. So in French, everything is recognizable. So I don't know. If it's Chinese and stuff, it will come up. You just have to relearn it again.
Wow,
Because
this is a cool. It seems very, very good. Um, One thing I was gonna ask: did you ever have to like say, "Oh, I forgot this one. I'm gonna put it back to yellow or blue just so I can learn it better because I don't hear it enough"? Sort of.
why would I do that if I never looked at the note to begin with?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
I never
That's
look
a good
back.
point.
Always move forward, because the listening will automatically do it for you. It's fine. You'll just relearn it
Ah,
anyways. Yeah.
dude, it's like relationships. You just move on from your ex. You don't look at her again.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
In a relationship context, once you have gone there, you ideally can't go back. Like we already know. Okay, can I be a misogynist? I can't be a misogynist, but technically, guys can go both ways. Girls can go one way. You want to be like the girl in this case. You want it to go one way, and that's it. The highway or whatever
Yeah.
it's called. So one way, and don't look back. I never watched the same lesson because your brain has a subconscious memory of it, and it's technically you automatically spoil yourself. You want the novelty 100%. You want to be in survival mode. This is technically survival mode every time.
Makes sense.
So yeah.
I wanted to ask another question, but I want to see if our friend here has a question before me.
I think okay, go for it. He knows everything about me.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Do you have any questions, sir? If you see me here,
Oh, sorry. Yep, I'm here. Sorry, I was just listening to a video.
that's fine.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin. Sorry. First of all, I just want to say, like, very, very proud of you for being on Mike's stream. You know, that was just such a cool moment. Just seeing that, like, I know you might have been a little nervous, but you played it off really well, and
Oh, thanks.
it was really cool to see that. And yeah, I mean, next step is,
Steve.
yeah, exactly. You know, we got to get you on his video. I think that's the next goal. Like, we got to find a way to get you to do an interview with Steve. That would just be peak.
I think that's because Link sponsored me already, so maybe that's already one step closer. But I think I had to actually.
Oh, did they sponsor you?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
They sponsored. Yeah, I can show the screenshot later. They pretty much don't want to use my content for their ads. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know how that works, but got
Yeah.
it. All right. What is? You have a question?
So, yeah, the other question is, so you know Matt versus Japan, right?
Oh, we all know Matt versus Japan. He's king.
Yeah, and you know Matsumoto before that?
Oh, I know everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, so the whole premise was in AJET was originally get as much input as you can, and you're just gonna automatically talk, right?
It's true. He's right.
And obviously, it's not gonna be polished. But is it true that you shouldn't really worry about output? That it will naturally come out?
It will not.
Like, what's your experience with that?
Basically, they're saying one thing is that you go from listening straight to speaking. My claim is that there's an extra step, is that you have to train the brain to prepare to speak, because if you don't have thoughts in your head that you can say, then you can't really say. Because I think I said I guarantee that while they're doing all the speaking beforehand, they probably had that phrase in their head, because when you get such a good level to it, and if that's the only language you're learning, that's all you're thinking about, you will speak, because all the words are always coming back to you no matter what. But I have like 9 languages, so I have mixed. So my effect is I can't automatically speak right off the bat, because I have to train it manually through a different activity. But for them,
Right.
it's like a drug. It's always going to come back to them. But mine, I have like 9 different drugs. They're all going to fight each other for like the title, the king. So it's
Like, what was your experience with Chinese? Because obviously you got to a good level where did you hear Chinese outside or a friend and you were just like, oh, I understand everything. I can probably speak to this person.
yeah, usually at the
You know?
supermarkets, like the aunts and like the uncles, they're usually just talking shit about other people.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, probably.
But I mean, like you didn't have to train anything to be like, I could probably speak to this person.
Wait, Lou, you had something to say first?
Yeah. So I'll probably just add to that. Like, I think with Steve's philosophy, he said, you know, just let it come naturally. But that's probably not the full picture. Because I think some people, when it comes to language learning, are quite like introverted, like myself. Like personally, I prefer just to spend time at home reading Link, listening to audio. But you do kind of have to put yourself in a situation where you do have the opportunity to speak to other people. So I think actively looking for opportunities to sort of engage in that target language is quite important. And I found that I kind of needed to step outside of my comfort zone and talk to other people, which I guess kind of goes against that philosophy of letting it come naturally. I think what he meant is like just speak when you feel comfortable when you're around people. I mean, obviously when you're talking with people, you get that like anxiety, the stress. It's a completely different ball game, I think, when it comes to actually talking to people IRL, because you know you have to actively input. It's like, as Kevin says, it's like a attack and defense. Like every time they're talking to you, they're attacking you, and you kind of need to defend by processing what they're saying, and then conjugating your own sentences and thoughts from that, like on the spot. So I'd say it's different.
He doesn't know that analogy yet, the attack and defense.
Yeah,
Unless
maybe
you
you should
watch all
tell
my
them.
I'm-
videos.
It's pretty,
I'm
yes.
I'm thinking of it like you could learn the alphabet, right, and know how to read, but your speed of reading
That's
can only improve with reading a lot.
that's step
I assume maybe
zero.
that's what it is.
That's step zero alphabet.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
That's what we're
know.
all still doing.
So basically,
Like when I first learned how to read in Arabic, it was like so slow, and now I can read quickly. I assume speaking is similar, right?
speaking will come depending on how much your brain has heard the word, because when you hear it so many damn times, it's gonna come back to your brain, and you're eventually just gonna say whatever you heard so many damn times. It's like a baby thing.
Okay.
The thing is, do you have enough balls to say the word in front of the person? That's just, that usually
Pretty
comes
much.
from like. That's why I always advocate teachers online that don't judge you are usually good for creating confidence, because they're the one that confirms your brain that I'm saying it right, so therefore now I can finally use this word. I collected this word like a Pokemon. Yay. So because you have a speaking vocabulary, you have a listening vocabulary, and you have a reading vocabulary. So the Anki and Link are specialized in reading vocabulary, but no one ever talks about how to get to the listening part, like how to increase the listening vocabulary. So because this is like an subconscious realm that you cannot track manually because you can't see it. But
Mhm.
I try to figure out how you can assume it or see as much as you can. So generally, the idea is that like Math for Japan, everyone's that can speak like right off the bat, they train their brain to speak because they talk to themselves so much times. I guarantee it's like having a little demon in them in that language, and they just talk to that demon the whole time. I have a demon. I just talk to it in my head. So I think if you ever watch my 3-hour video, which you probably have it because it's at the far bottom and it's my first ever video, I pretty much claim you have to be like a psychotic. Whatever people that live in asylums, like the psycho patients, they're usually the ones that talk to themselves. That's like some kind of mental you need to be in to help you talk to yourself and prepare for speaking.
Mhm.
So you have to hear the word and see the word so many damn times that you might just automatically say it. Because one, if it's like French, you're gonna automatically just know most of the words right off the bat. I probably don't, but I never tried to speak like on survival mode. But
I feel like with language learning, I have too much analysis paralysis. I'm always trying to be the most efficient I can be, and I just got to do the work and
Don't worry
just
about
like,
that's why you met me, so I can help you with that efficiency.
yeah, because like I told you, like time is valuable to me when I'm like older now. Like if I was a teenager, I wouldn't really give a damn, but like I'm like I want to optimize every hour that I could to like
You have 1
get as
hour.
quick as I can in the language.
If it's honestly 1 hour is a lot. If I have an hour for each language, it's actually not that hard to go speaking right B2 level when you have 1 hour a day, because an average person might start writing and start reading textbooks. Okay, that's slow as hell, man. So you want to use technology because it's a lot faster. So I still advocate Link, even though I don't use other. I just know Link is good because I show like in my stream how fast you can actually go, because that's the max potential. But French, everything is gonna be easy to you, and it's not Arabic because Arabic is like 100 times harder.
Oh, Arabic was, dude, that was the first language I tried learning, and I'm like, okay, at least French is probably easier.
Oh, you're gonna go to French and think I should have started with this language. Yeah. Wait, did we answer your question? I don't remember.
You know, it's impressive that you learned Chinese as your first one, though. That's like one of the hardest languages.
It's because of love, unfortunately. Yeah.
Is your girlfriend Chinese now?
Okay, well, mine is Cantonese, but back then I had a crush on a girl who was Chinese, but she only spoke Chinese. So I thought if I want to access these type of pretty girls, I have to know the language.
Yeah, you learned the wrong language.
Yeah, because I'm Vietnamese, so I betrayed my country for this language, which is sad.
Yeah.
I'm still famous for
Did your
saying
parents
that.
did your parents not speak to you in like Vietnamese or?
They do, but I rejected the language just because when I was young, they tried to speak with me, and then I went to daycare. They said, "Okay, this guy Kevin's been speaking English and Vietnamese. Make him speak English," and they took that serious. And then as I got older, I kind of like go against the language because why do I need this language? I'm American, so I could be as shallow as possible, excuse wise. But
Yeah,
But knowing you, I'm
Oh.
sure you could learn Vietnamese really quickly.
I guess it's my third language. I already know it now because after Mandarin, okay, Vietnamese is actually a lot easier. But I had my entire life passive listening, so I could hear every word. So that's the thing about passive listening. You can hear every word from passive listening. You have to hit a certain hour, like maybe 1,000 hours of passive, and that I think that's like max. Like you don't need to go beyond that. But passive listening only works when you have actively listened to it before and then you re-listen to that audio. That's it. Otherwise, it's kind of not pointless, but you can recognize future words. See the future words.
What's your theory on like my parents spoke because I'm mixed. My parents spoke like an African dialect when I was younger,
Are you from Quebec?
and no, I'm not from. I'm from Ottawa, which is close.
Where on earth is
It's
that?
in Ontario.
Oh shit, you're on Toronto, Ontario. Okay, you're east. Got it. All right. They speak French, don't they?
Yeah, like our second language is French, and I work for the government, so it's like,
Oh, you need that language.
so I really need to like, if I want to like get
Speed run it.
promoted, I want French. So I'm like, let me use something useful to learn. So that's kind of my motivation as well.
Okay. If you really want, it's like I don't have to prove that I can speak French well, but I know how to get you there really fast because I have 9 languages, so I'm obviously slowed down by a lot. It's like having 9 kids. So you have 1 kid, it's actually easier to take care of.
No, exactly, I agree.
So
But like, well, I was gonna ask you. So my parents spoke a dialect when I was younger, of like in some African dialect,
okay.
and I could understand it, but I was never able to speak it. What's your like? What's the theory behind that? Is like I can understand if someone said a sentence, but I can't pull it out of me.
Because you never attempted to speak it before. Technically, because one, your mind isn't trained because you need you need some kind of translation session in your head to go from your foreign language to that language. So if English is your native, that is the one that is gonna be your main translator. So if they spoke to you in that language as the main language, you should automatically learn that one first by default. But since English is the main, you're pretty much forced to use English as your foundation for translating, and your brain doesn't know the words when you translate from English to what was it, Afrikaans, or I don't know what language.
African, yeah, an African language.
You know what the language is called?
It's Somalian.
Oh shoot. Okay, yeah. Like, do you know certain words at least? Right? Maybe you just have the confidence.
I
to say
don't
the
know
word.
it fully. Like I don't know the language fully, but because I heard my parents speaking to each other, if someone talked to me, I could be like, I know what you said, but I cannot speak it for the life of me.
Oh, but you understand fluently.
I'm not fluent, but like I know it as a beginner level. Yeah, like
okay,
conversational. Yeah, like simple, basic stuff. You know.
I'm Viet, so basically, when I was young, I didn't understand Viet or barely at all. And technically, what got me to speak any Viet, okay, I don't even speak Viet when I was a kid. It's because I don't have the confidence and I don't know the exact word that is correct because the brain needs confirmation when it's trying to learn a word. So, for example, if I'm trying to say like the word car, I might know what it sounds like, but I don't want to say it because it might sound wrong because it's like the Steven Krashen effective filter thing, because you also need a confirmation. Your brain needs to know, is this right? So to fulfill that, you have like Google Translate to play car in that language, and then your brain says, okay, now I understand you said it right. Now you're allowed to say that word, so you should be able to say it now. So you don't have enough confirmation to actually say the word and confidence. That's one thing.
So would you say that you think everyone needs speaking practice, or can someone actually get so much input that they don't need to even practice? It just comes out naturally.
Usually it comes out naturally, but the accent might not be perfect because if English is your main, I guess that will conflict automatically.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's my guess. I'm not a linguist, so don't sue me.
Okay, I want to ask you, if you had to, let's say you were doing Anki.
Okay.
And you were doing immersion. Would you speed run like vocabulary from the beginning and then also do immersion daily, like but a small amount?
Beginning stage, always the vocabulary. The immersion is just like extra step. In my opinion, you don't need it. It helps though. It's just not a
Yeah.
requirement that you need to sacrifice your life for, because it's just there as an assistance because it helps you identify future words that could be said easier. So
Mm.
it's meant to help you adapt to speed, and you can hear every sound. Trust me, 10,000 is a lot. So it's that general idea is when you hear it that many times it passively, you're just gonna you could recognize the sound, but you just don't know what it means because you have never converted your reading knowledge to the listening. So that's one thing.
That makes sense.
Uh,
Someone asked, "What is Lucia learning?"
he's
Is that
he's learning Mandarin. He's actually like in the top tier of Lake as well. Wait, actually, let me call him out.
is he good?
Yeah, you tell him. I know you're there.
Sorry, what?
How
Was
good
someone
is
talking to
how
me?
good is your Mandarin?
It's okay. I mean, obviously not as good as some people, but yeah, I mean, I've been learning on and off for quite a while now. I did like a course in uni, and that was sort of where it all started. Because, like, actually, ethnically, like, my parents are Chinese, so I did have the advantage of
Oh,
growing up. I got that sort of input from them. So yeah, people tend to underestimate how much that sort of passive input can help you when you're older.
oh
'Cause
yeah.
hear that language when you're a lot younger, and that probably happened the same with Kevin. Like when his parents were speaking Vietnamese, like it was very quick for him to gain that comprehension. So yeah, I'd say I've probably been learning Mandarin Chinese seriously for the past two years. Yeah, that was pretty much ever since I got my Link subscription, which is actually expiring soon. So I'm deciding
Mhm.
whether I need to.
Yearly?
I got the bi-yearly one, so
Oh, honestly,
it's like
you're at a good point. Honestly, it's just extra. I don't think you need to learn that many words. I think you pretty much recognize.
Wait,
almost
how many
everything.
words? You have 54,000 words?
Yeah,
Holy
he's
moly.
half of
at the
me.
moment.
And
Yeah.
Neil says you sound British.
I do. It's very interesting because a lot of people don't really know about the New Zealand, or we call it the Kiwi accent, because our native bird, the Kiwi,
Yeah.
is what. Yeah.
I'm more
is our
curious what you look
national-
like.
Oh, I am.
I-
I'm 100% Asian looking, so it's very off-putting when people see me
like
and then they hear my
typical
voice.
Asian, or are you like
Oh,
the Schweiger type of Asian?
I don't know. I'm sure you'll find out at some point.
Street man.
But
okay.
So at what point is like knowing words like just extra? Because like I heard people hitting 10,000 and they were like, "Well, I quit Anki because I know most of the common words."
Yeah.
Well, I see you guys on LinkQ are going like 50, like 60,000. I'm just like, oh,
it really
what
depends.
is going on?
I actually made a special answer for that. There's a forum post. I said that. Okay, do you need to learn the words? Actually, you might have to give me a minute. Look for it. I don't know where it is. I think if I remember talking about it, okay, the purpose of the extra words is to fulfill the uncommon words, because in reality, most of the sentence meaning comes from the uncommon word. For example, if there's 10 words in that sentence, 9 out of 10 is the most common, right? Okay, but even the most common words can sometimes not make any sense. Like that there was pie, something random like that. But the uncommon is usually the one that determines the entire meaning of the sentence, and that can throw you off. So the extra word is there to prevent you from, is to help you fulfill the sentence full meaning. Because, for example, if someone talks about Rhinoceros, is that the animal? Let me say, or pterodactyl.
Rhinoceros?
Yeah. See, if someone says that word out of context, like, man, you have like a rhinoceros looking head, so you're like, what does rhinoceros means? That totally throws up. You just hear the word head, but you don't know what type of head. See, so the goal of the extra words is to help you prepare for any future uncommon cases, because in reality you don't probably need it. You just probably have to ask the person, can you explain what this word you said means? You can do that and live the rest of your life no problem. That's what most Mexicans do in America. They just say, I don't know what an audit is, or I don't know what reconciliation, like all those hard words, right? So your goal of the extra words is to prepare you for future uncommon situations. I should quote that.
Because based on the graph that you had with all the languages, right?
Mine. Oh, I can bring it
Yeah,
up.
like he's way past advanced too. So I assume he's getting to academic level. Because like
Me or Louis here?
Louis, because he's
Uh,
at 50,000, and
He,
advanced two is at 34,000.
that's the
Seems.
thing.
tell me, Louis,
Like,
is it enough? You think, or you think there's still a lot of words you need to learn?
I don't know. No, I mean, like, so when it comes to language learning, I think everyone sort of gets a sense of imposter syndrome. And in my case, like, I don't think it will ever go away where you kind of feel like you never know enough. If you know what I mean? Like, you always encounter something
You've never
where
heard of.
a lot of the terms you've never heard of. Like, if you read like an academic transcript, there's going to be a lot of like
Yeah,
these very unheard of terms. So
But that's what I mean. Most people don't like want to do academics in a language.
exactly.
They just want to like have a conversation.
yeah,
You know.
I
I,
mean, in that case, you're probably, I mean, depends because even that you could separate it into very many different levels. But I'd say like, 30,000 is a really good
yeah, it's
baseline
good.
for that point. You
I know
pretty
a
much,
perfect answer to this. I actually discovered from looking at the graph. Like, let me pull up the graph real quick. Like, let me think. I had like a very good explanation to it. It's in
But
my.
how much do you think people? Okay, here's another question. Sorry,
Okay, I'll answer your question
I
first.
love these kind of talks, and I talk to my wife about it, but she's not a linguist, so it's
You
like
can ask us then.
I'm talking to myself
go
all
for
the time about these things in my head or ChatGPT.
Mike says the same
So,
thing.
do you think people who get to a good enough level where they comprehend media, they
Mhm.
if they watch 8 hours a day like you do, you don't need to learn more words because you're actually learning through the media. So
Uh,
they might show 10,000 on paper, but they learned a lot more in their immersion, but you just don't see it.
technically, the media is there to help you. Well, technically, because you have no transcript, so technically your brain is relying on its existing knowledge of what you have heard before. And if you heard these words before from previous lessons, then you will
Mm,
understand the media. But media as the starting point would not benefit you because you have never heard of the word. You might hear the word, but you have no idea what it means. So that's why the transcript there is to give you the connection between your native language and that target language vocabulary, so that once you heard that word a few times, now the next time, the far future, you hear that word, you will automatically understand because you have trained
right.
it. See, so your question was about the media. Your immersion helps, but it doesn't help you learn new vocabulary unless they give you images or some kind of translation, because the translation is to help you create the neurons to make it all happen to begin with.
Because some people say like you could get it through context, right? Like if you
You
know
can.
95%, you can get the other 5% by like, oh, this is a red ball, and you're like, oh, that must mean red, must be a color because I know what this is a ball. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you
Like,
think you can learn a lot through context?
if you know 9 out of the 10, see, you have to know 9 out of the 10, and the context
That's
is
true.
they give you some image to help you learn. See, that's assistance, but without the assistance, it's screwed. That's why, like, you ever watch Stephen Krashen's lecture? He draws like an eye, he draws an ear, and he says the word. That's the translation part.
Yeah.
So
You're
most
right.
media, they don't tell you or show you the translation. They just say talk about the fire and the nuclear power plant blowing up. So you don't know any of those. Imagine you don't know any of those words. You get to hear that. Like, what does a nuclear power plant look like?
That's true.
Yeah, you do
So
need.
do you think people underestimate how much vocab they need? Because these numbers are massive. I've never seen like
Okay.
63,000 words is wild. Like I've seen people be, oh, I hit 10,000, I'm good. Do you think they're underestimating their skills?
Oh yeah, because every native speaker knows like twice or three times more than what they claim. Because
Mm,
online it says us English speakers know 33,000 as an educated speaker. Okay, great. And then they're probably accounted for like the poverty that don't have education. So we bounce it all out. We probably know like 60, or I can claim we know 80,000 because there's a lot of words, but you don't hear them because they're so rare. See,
right.
but you're.
Okay, here's another question.
Mhm.
How many words do you think is enough in Chinese to hit like 95% comprehension.
Ooh, advanced
Like,
one.
I don't think 30,000 would be necessary for that, right?
30,000 gives you, in my opinion, the. Let me rethink this. I actually have a very good answer to this. Okay, I still think that Advance 2 is like a middle point because, for example,
Really?
that's why I go beyond that, like twice the amount. I still claim. You ever watch the 3? Yeah, you ever watch my 3-hour video? I claim that if you want to match accurately to the FSI, you grab these numbers and double it, so and that will match it.
Dude, that's wild.
No, okay. Because the thing is, Link, you can get any word and that counts as a word. So that pretty much the scope of words can be universal. But when it comes to Anki, you decide which words are useful. And that the thing is, everyone will always look for the most common words. So when a guy knows 10,000, he focused on the right 10,000. But on Link, you cannot focus on the right 10,000. You have to pretty much diverse. You're entering the realm of like 100 million different types of options. But Anki, you decide where to start. Like I start here, next step is here. But Link, you are in a place that it's everywhere, and you have to find which word is decide useful for you. So that's why the bigger the words are, you might know a lot, but you might miss like 2 to 3,000 in that 10,000 range because you probably never seen that word. But sorry, how long do you think it will take to reach C1 French on Link in terms of vocabulary listening, in terms of daily time dedication? Oh, okay. You want me to answer that for like IRV? Because I can pretty much make a plan for you. Like you can be my guinea pig if you want. Like I can probably make a bold claim. I can get you to like B2 in a year if you want.
If you give me a guideline, I would follow it.
It's actually not that hard because first
The only thing is,
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm hesitant to get away from Anki though, because I'm so used to it.
It's up to you. Because just think that Link is the mythology I have is the combination of Anki and Link. So it's best of both worlds. You're pretty much in one realm. But the thing that Anki lacks is the natural environment to the human eye. The reading, because when you read a book, you have words in one page. So, but when you're on Anki, you have sometimes phrases, but yet it's a flashcard or a card setting every time. So that's why it's not natural. So when you use Anki, the more words cards you create, you will burn out, right? Because there's so many cards to review. But
and it's boring as hell too. Yeah.
yes, because the thing, okay, on Link, it could be boring as well. You ever seen like those kids nowadays, Gen Z, that they have a lesson on one half of a screen, and then the other half is like some temple runs.
Dude, to be honest, that's me. And I wanted, that's a good topic to talk about because, like, I play League of Legends. I don't know if you know that game.
Dude, we're Asian. We definitely know.
I'm not Asian, though. I'm not Asian.
Oh, okay. Sure. Are you Diamond? Or I was Diamond in League once, but that's a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm trash level. I'm probably plat. But to be honest, I have that kind of ADD brain because it's like either TikTok or Instagram Reels, or it's like, if I'm doing Anki, it's so boring that I want to go play League of Legends. And I got to quit gaming, I think, to be a language learner.
Okay. To answer that, when I do Link, there's a person, Neil here, she hears me do two things. I either hear an audio while I'm doing Link, or I watch a video on a different monitor. In my case, it's badminton. I know badminton's also big in Canada for Asians, for sure. So
wait, you do that while you're doing Link?
Yes, because an average person would for reading, I know speed reading, so I have that advantage that not an average person knows because you have to learn how to learn through your eyes and not through self-vocalization. Because we read a book, you self-vocalize, right?
Yeah.
So basically the goal is, can you stop self-vocalizing and still learn the words? So that's your obstacle to get to my speed. So,
but I think why it works for you, because badminton, there's no vocals really that much, so you're not really distracted.
Exactly. I'm watching people hit the birdie, and I'm watching a game. So that's the constant battle between bored and novelty is counter. So I'm officially at standard position because it's tug of war between those two. Or you can always take a break.
Can you talk about dopamine and games like League of Legends or social media and like
In this
I feel like
context,
that's detrimental for learning languages.
nah, I will still do it. F that. Just do it.
You still play?
Oh, I don't play League, but actually, I used to play like RTS games, but I stopped because I'm officially addicted to language, like because it's a drug. Sadly, because when you get
I
to
want that feeling,
Link is
basically.
gamification, Anki is semi gamification because you on Link you have known words, you can chase the numbers. Anki you can chase like how many cards you know, but it doesn't really tell you how many words you really know sometimes. But Link helps you chase Okay, you have stats like listening, having words you read. I guess that's pretty much most of it. But
But League is like instant dopamine. You get like a pentakill and you're like your body's on drugs. But like with Anki, it's like
but to
you don't
get
get the same
there,
satisfaction. I think that's the problem.
no. The thing is, in League, you have to farm for 20 minutes until you actually get enough items to even get a pentakill. See, you have to do,
That's true, yeah.
and you get frustrated. That's how everyone starts rage quitting during like the before 20-minute mark to surrender. FF at 15, you know that phrase. See, that's where you're at.
Yeah.
You're not patient enough to get to that part when you're ready to get the pentakill.
There was this one YouTuber. He learned actually, ironically enough, he learned Vietnamese. He wasn't Vietnamese, but he married a Vietnamese woman.
I know that guy. I commented his video yesterday.
Do you know that guy?
Mm-hmm. He
the guy with the mustache, right?
Exactly, mustache. Sort of Mexican.
Yeah, so he talks about, and it related to me. He said he was addicted to gaming and social media, and he had to cut all that, and also
it helps.
His native language, like shows in his native language, he stopped watching just so he can have the mental capacity to learn.
That's Ajax.
And I'm like, I think I need to do that.
It's Ajax community technically, because an average person doesn't do power naps. I advocate power naps because it resets your brain to standard position in the stress meter. Most people, only Asia does sleep naps during the middle of the day. Louis knows this because he's Chinese. We all know every person in China takes naps at 12 p.m. exactly for like an hour.
Even Japan, right? Like they're
I don't know what they do.
What's it called? Like apparently they take a nap at their desk and they're looked at as like hard workers. But if I did that in Canada, they'd fire me.
No, different culture, which is fine. Because in Canada, you have like 2 15-minute breaks. When I work, I have that. I take a nap on my desk. Sorry, at the break room. I saw that
because you can work from home.
Oh, I don't work from home now.
Oh, right.
Because I have 15 minutes. I run to my car and I sleep at the back of my car. Like I'm that kind of guy.
You're afraid of people see you.
No, I'm actually known as the sleepiest guy because they always see me sleeping.
Okay.
But yeah, that was history, and pretty much you can learn from the Asians that take power naps because what that guy did about giving up social media. Okay, because his stress level is always gradually increasing. There's barely any time for decaying. That's usually from not studying, so like taking breaks, right? So if you want to speed run, so you want a speed tip to reset your stress, just take a nap. Just set alarm, put it next to your ear. Like if you're a heavy sleeper, put the phone next to your ear. So let it blow up in 15 minutes in your ear. So at least you get up. See, anything beyond that, you reach sleep inertia. I quoted to Mike because you automatically feel like you're drunk in the middle of the day. You don't want to be drunk in the middle of the day, so you just need enough, like 15 minutes around there, and that you're gonna wake up and realize, okay, if I take a minute, wait. It's as if I started over, like you started over from zero because your stress is completely reset to standard position. So the cycle is infinite. So that's what that's what I've been doing in my stream. I would study for like a certain amount of minutes and then nap, reset. That's like you go off for 8-hour streams because it's unlimited energy, technically.
But the problem with playing these competitive games though is sometimes I would be so addicted that I would be playing, like, let's say, a match, and while I'm dead, I'm like, I'm going to do some reps in Anki. Okay. And then I never end up doing Anki because it's like I get so engraved in the game. Or if I decide, okay, I'm going to do Anki first, my immersion, then I'm going to play as a reward, I'll be thinking about the game so much while I'm doing Anki that I can't focus.
I think you probably play the game before you're learning. So you should ideally try to learn first, and then you do Anki. Because technically, you just do learning in the early in the morning of the day, and then you don't have to think about it for the rest of the day. Just play games 10 hours straight after that, if you really want to. Because that's what I would do. I don't care.
So you think you can? You think you can balance
It's
your
easy.
dopamine of learning as well as gaming and stuff?
Just take a nap. Naps will fix all
Okay.
problems. I quote
So how come you quit? How come you quit gaming then?
Oh, because learning language is the game. Because when you use Link, it becomes gamification, and the moment you hear your first word out of context from a video you like, you can't stop because you realize if I can do this once, what happens if I keep going? I can understand series or even movies, and then you might think, okay, I reached the angle. F it, I'll do another language. So you become one of those guys, or you just become a guys like one's enough. The end.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, could I just
makes
add to
sense.
that conversation?
Yeah, please. I was gonna ask you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so actually I come from like a very big gaming background and I still actually game quite a lot, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think less and less now because I think with what Kevin said really speaks to me that Link, I sort of transitioned my addiction with like competitiveness into that app.
Mhm.
So when it came to gaming, like I was getting this sort of like reward system from like winning and, you know, getting loot and playing with friends. And I slowly sort of like found that with Link, I could sort of get the same sort of reward system or dopamine from like being able to
the
place
leaderboard.
high on the leaderboards.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because secretly, like I think everyone or like a lot of the top learners on Link are like very competitive
They're
types of people.
competitive.
Yeah, like very competitive in nature. And I didn't really find myself transitioning to Link from gaming like immediately. Like I've given up 1,000 times on like trying to be fully locked into Link, and you know
It's
it's very
gradual.
similar to it's very similar to like you know people who quit bad addictions. Like I've read Alan Carr's How to Quit Smoking. He says that you know the first time you quit smoking, like and you give up, like every time you relapse, it's not actually a failure, it's actually a success. That every time you're learning to like eventually you know give up or slowly train your brain to give up that bad habit. So think of it like that. Like every time you give up on like learning a language, you're not actually like, you know, seeing yourself as a failure. You're actually slowly training your brain to like associate you know, a different type of reward system with Link. So I think because you kind of use Anki, you don't get the same sort of feeling of like that competitiveness or like that gamification of language learning.
Yeah.
But you do
Yeah,
get that.
because you're alone basically.
You're stuck
Yeah.
on
Exactly.
hope. You're relying on hope to solve your
Yeah, yeah.
problem. It's not real
I mean,
stats.
they have this plugin called like Heat. What is it? Heat Map or something where
Yes.
it gives you a streak of how long you've been doing it in a row. That's kind of keeps people motivated. But
I seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think the most important factor for learning a language is kind of
Numbers.
just having like aside from like being purely like chasing words and stats, is like having a intrinsic reason for learning that language. Like I found that
yeah,
if I didn't have like a strong enough reason to do something, then I probably wouldn't do it. Like why would I, you know, spend years learning a language when I can just like play a game right now and have a lot of fun with my friends? Well, because you know I want to travel back home, I want to talk to people, I want to learn more about the culture, and you just really have to like fall back on that internal, you know, driver for why you're doing what you're doing. So
right.
ask yourself the
But
question.
like,
why do I want
I
to
want to
learn?
ask you though, like, did you have a challenge balancing both,
Yes, I think
like
in terms of
gaming
time,
and
especially
learning? Yeah.
with work now, like I do kind of have to sacrifice one during the work days because I don't have much time after work to choose one or the other. Because it's not so much of a time thing; it's more of an energy thing. Because I think it's like
Yeah,
we
your
have only
energy.
so much attention during the day, and you have
That's
to
true.
like you have to divert it to like one main thing, and then the rest is like So you kind of have to be careful that you don't use up all your energy and then try to like spend that time doing something difficult, which would be like
Yeah.
language learning.
On that
So
topic, I talked to ChatGPT about that a long time ago, where he was like, gaming can use a lot of your mental bandwidth where you'll start failing your Anki cards just because your brain is so tired.
Yep.
And I've
Yeah.
realized that's why people do so well in the morning, like doing their reps, because like that's when they're the most fresh.
Yeah.
Called it
It probably
morning.
also depends on like what games you're playing, because like League is
Chess.
very competitive. Oh man, don't tell me. I had a
Freaking
chess
chess.
addiction, and yeah, it was bad. Like I would play chess, online chess for 11 hours, and I
What the?
wouldn't even
Are you like?
blink.
Are you 1500 or something?
11 hours.
I'm
Holy.
like 1700.
Oh, you're freaking
But-
high! Wow.
Yeah, I played during the pandemic because that was sort of when
Oh.
everyone hopped on. But
Okay.
yeah, I just got
So you
tilted
must-
doing that.
You must have your language learning must have like was worse when you were doing all this.
Just
This
less.
was before I even started. Yeah, because my
Oh,
own pure goal was to just get better at chess and play games. But yeah, ever since I given up on that goal, I've definitely been able to divert all my mental energy into that. But
so
I've
you
also
never
been able
really gamed and learned, right?
Yeah, he
Oh,
has.
I do that now.
He does.
to be
He just said that.
Oh, you
Yeah,
oh you
I
do that
literally.
now.
Yeah, I mean, I have time during the weekends, but the thing is, like, I don't play very competitive games like League. I kind of play like single player games, and when I'm doing that,
Oh,
I can
okay.
kind of chill and have like a podcast or a video running in the background. So I put my like AirPods on and then listen to Link while I'm like playing a game that doesn't require too much mental energy to focus on.
Okay. So you're not so you don't do like Kevin where he'll like do 8 hours of immersion and
No.
right? Because I guess you have like a set quota and then once you hit that you get to go enjoy whatever.
Well, you do.
I
You,
don't-
you do 6
I don't
hours, don't you, Leo? Louis.
Yeah.
You do 6 hours a
You
day.
do
So,
6 hours and you have time to play?
and go to
I-
work.
I do that. I do that at work.
He did it at work. That's all.
Work. Yeah, work is pretty quiet at the moment, so I can.
Oh,
Kind of
That's what I
get it.
did.
I get it.
Yeah, but I would say, like as Kevin said, like that sort of passive listening doesn't really do too much in terms of like how efficient you are and picking up new words. I'd say immersive learning is definitely the way to go. So in that case, you kind of really need to focus on like learning
Yeah, it's
the
where we
language,
was.
using the
Yeah.
app. Yeah.
You brought me to another point. I'm a big fan of like raw listening.
Okay.
So without subtitles, just because
It feels
there's
good.
many examples of people who read English subtitles and watched anime, but have never gone far. And I know Kevin, your way was smart, where you focused. You said something like the forehead. You don't really look at the subtitles unless necessary,
No,
right?
okay, because one, you have to. There's 3 stages. First stage is you have to test the brain when it hears the audio. So I would look at my different monitor and I would hear the sound because you need to completely get away from the consciousness that you're focusing on that subtitles. So, sorry, let me say it easier. I just don't look at the subtitles. I look at a different monitor because it tests the brain. Once you hear the first round of audio, you're going to hear some sounds you never heard before, and now you're going to have to go back to that transcript, find word that area that it's unknown, translate this. Okay, now we hear the audio again. Don't look at the text because your brain cannot be spoiled. It's cheating, and and you hear it where the area that is lacking before, you'll hear it more clearly. And now all of a sudden, now next time, like a month from now, you all of a sudden know that word. So technically, the session you do now is to help you learn the word in the future because your brain doesn't decide, I want to learn this word now because I quoted this. Your brain is a separate entity. You cannot, for example, like you want to learn a car. I want to learn what car is, but your brain says, F you, I'm going to learn what a screwdriver is because
Right.
you can't decide what you want to learn. You can force it, but your brain is going to reject it even more. That's why you get stressed and demotivated. So one session today is to prep you to acquire in the future automatically, and whatever you learn now is because of the sessions you have done in the past. So the subtitles is there to help you translate the audio for the part you heard and could not figure out what part of the sentence did not sound clear, and that's pretty much what the purpose of the subtitles is to fill the void, because in the end you're not really focusing on every word because your brain can automatically understand the words it knows already. You're just now focusing on the words you have not heard yet. So that's what it is.
Right, right. But do you think there is still a space for raw listening where you don't need to learn the subtitles at all?
Oh, that's what we were at 90 because you can only get that benefit like learning new words at raw. That's pretty much we had 95% comprehension. You pretty much need to know 95% of the language. Like what's 95% of 30,000, for example? Because 30,000 is like it's like low educated level. Like PhD is like 60,000. So like me and Louis, we at the number that we claim it's like an educated high level, except that there's a lot of words we still have to learn because I will bet with my life an average Chinese person know 100,000 link words by default. But okay, there's actually a user that just did that. He became rank 2 by just cheating because he's a native speaker and he just says everything's known to him and he has 130,000.
Yep.
So those guys are like native speakers, so they don't really count.
But that's why
Yeah,
that's
fan
also
bag.
why I don't like the competitive side of that because there can be a lot of cheaters that you don't know they actually know the words.
You don't have to compete against them. Like
That's,
okay,
that's their thing, you know.
like these are the people at the
your-
top of the leaderboard. Like you don't need to compare to them. Just compare to the people during the week,
Mm.
like the week, the month, right? That's pretty much who you want to
So-
compete against, ideally.
So I always get this man. I got a question for days, but Louis, how come you don't like when do you think enough is enough where you can like say, okay, I want to learn another language?
I think.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do want to learn another language, but I think at the moment I'm just finding a good enough reason because I know it just comes back to that internal motivation. Like, do I have a reason to learn that language? Am I going to be using it at some point? I mean, I know with Kevin, like that's his lifetime goal, but with me, like,
Manners enough.
you know, my time.
He wants to be the Vietnamese
Yeah,
Steve
exactly.
Kaufman.
Yeah, but I just need to find a good enough reason to pick up Japanese or Korean, which I probably will do at some
Or
point.
Cantonese.
But oh man, the way you've described Cantonese, I think I'm just kind of off put by it at this point.
It's actually easier, like recently, but it is still pretty damn annoying.
Yeah.
It is annoying.
I guess it would be the easiest language to learn because the characters are the same, but just the speaking just terrifies me with Cantonese. Like I can't
But
even begin to imagine.
How good are you now? And like,
Oh,
how do I explain it?
How good is
Like,
your
how
Mandarin
good are you now, and how good were you at a certain point
before meeting me?
where
Oh.
you were good enough to go visit a country and be fine? Like,
Oh, I want to hear this.
So actually, I went to China back in 2024. This was just to travel around, meet a few relatives, which is kind of ironic because the place that my relatives live in, they speak a completely different dialect.
Shanghainese.
It's called Kejiahua, which is in
Whoa.
Guangdong.
Okay. No
Yeah,
idea.
it sounds like Cantonese a little bit, but it's completely different. But they were okay because they also spoke Mandarin Chinese, and I got that around like perfectly fine with them.
Okay.
In fact, they were actually kind of surprised that I managed to speak as well as I did. But,
so
yeah,
you were good back in 2024. Like, you were good enough.
Before Link or
Yeah,
during Link?
this was like kind of during Link because I had Link since like the end of 2023, I think.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
So how many words were you at? Do you remember?
Do you have your stats?
oh, like very few. I
Keep-
could probably check my history with the
check the known words for how many known words you had at 2023 around that time.
no, I think it was mid 2024 I started. Hold on, let me check.
I just want to know how many known words you had at that time.
Oh, it
yeah,
was
I'm
like
curious.
I think it was under 10,000 actually, Which is very
Interesting.
interesting.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go.
but I could get by with like talking because I already had that.
Family.
So I
foundation.
kind of was correct that I
Exactly.
think 10,000 is a good amount. You guys just want to be like experts, I guess, right?
No,
I would,
not really.
yeah, I would say like probably 30,000 is where you want to be.
Yeah,
But like speaking and reading are kind of two separate things. Like I know there's actually some people that are like disproportionately good at speaking a language because those people like very extroverted and they don't like reading a lot.
exactly.
They just learn through talking.
Mm.
But, yeah,
There's a reason why a lot of people are like illiterate in countries because they know how to speak, but they just can't read.
okay.
It's
I,
that sort of portion of it.
I need to jump in because
Go on.
the moment you start, okay, those people that did extroversion and and they're extrovert, and they speak from the beginning because they're targeting the main 10,000 from the beginning. But like Louis and I, actually he has the foundation from his childhood, so he already got like the 10,000 automatically. So that's kind of cheating, but
Oh,
It
that's
doesn't
why
count.
probably, yeah.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
because when you reach I quoted this with some guy who advertised his new Japanese. It's like Ben WD in the Discord. I actually quoted this. I wish I recorded this. When you start talking, when you start listening to conversation between two people, you have entered the realm of conversational vocabulary, which is not much, about 10,000, 15,000. But when you listen to one person in the audio, you officially enter a realm of like God knows how big the realm could be. If it's about politics, you enter like 100,000 possible combinations of words. So conversation, these people, they specialize the 10,000 really well, and they know pretty well. But if you start asking them about like hard topics, they're like, I don't know, but let's talk about drinking tea instead or something like that. But they can talk about the most societal normal questions, but 30,000 will get you pretty far, because 30,000 in my opinion, I said it's like the goal to hit like minimum fluency. I can claim it because 30,000 is all you need, but 30,000 is like the middle between conversational and educated level, because 10,000 is like the minimum requirement for conversation, but 30,000 is like minimum requirement for a native speaker. But 60,000 is pretty much you can hear every possible combination to exist. So 30,000, you're in between the conversational, like you know a lot of conversational, but you do not have the realm of the 60,000 that could be like about needles and insertions and IVs about the hospital. Like that's 60,000 territory. So 30,000 is like where do you want to be, because you're in between those two worlds. You're just in the middle existing. So the reason me and Louis chase higher numbers is that we can encounter all future possible combinations, and that you might not need it, but in case it happens like 10 years later, there might be a case and we learned it 10 years ago, so thank God, right? So my claim is
Okay, what about travel fluency, where you have no issues traveling to a country? Like you don't need advanced topics,
I mean,
but just to get by, like would 10,000 be enough, or is that still not enough?
if you're a foreigner and you're like Caucasian, you can have 0 words and survive. But if you look like them, like me, like if I went to Taiwan, they talk so oh shit, man. You need to know every possible combination they can say to you. But I just think 30,000 is a good, like that's
So
100,000.
30,000 is good, yeah.
Yeah, at 100,000, I can hear every case except food ingredients, because who the hell learns about like spinach and I don't know, like spam.
oh, you never
Dude,
know.
100,000 is insane, man. I don't even know if I know that in English, and I'm native.
No, the thing is, you probably know, but you
Yeah,
can't.
no, you.
If you were to open the Link app and okay, I talked about this with Mike. If you open a Link app, you make an English account, just try to learn every possible combination of words, you might have it close to 100,000. It's easily.
I mean, my vocabulary is pretty good at English, so maybe I'm just.
Yeah.
I guess maybe I just know like the Ajax community. Maybe they just quit Anki early because everyone goes to 10,000. They're like, I quit Anki and I just now I just immerse.
No, because 10,000 is like the minimum requirement for conversation. I think I actually quoted in my notes. I said 10,000 is all you need for minimum conversational. You can talk about to most of cases. Just please don't ask me about the history of anything or politics or why do I have a backache when I lift a box. Like just don't ask me those questions. We could talk about like, oh, your daughter's so cute. How
Why
old
do
is
you
she?
have backache?
What?
Why do you have back problems?
No, just an example. I don't have
Like-
back problems. No.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just an example, right? Because like how
Yeah.
often do you know the words for like backache or lumbar puncture, right? Like that shit's like 60,000 right off the bat. No one,
I know that word. Yeah.
how often do you use lumbar puncture?
No,
Exactly. That's the 60,000 realm. In case,
But that's what I'm saying. So you're proving my point. You don't need those words.
yeah. In case, 30,000 pretty much. If you just were to like talk to some random person, 10,000 is okay. But at the moment, like they want to have like a sit down and say, I want to talk with you about like deep topics.
About lumbar puncture.
That's like 60,000 realm. Like 30,000 is typically anything like, oh, what do you think about your opinion on the new president? Blah, 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 like stuff like that. That's 30,000 realm. 10,000.
Kevin,
Yeah.
Kevin, do you have nightmares of being in China and someone's going to talk to you about lumbar puncture and you wouldn't know what they're talking about?
I usually have like conversations when I'm dreaming about people like holding a gun to me, but that's different. That's like
What?
What?
yeah, that kind that's like, I talk to
What
myself like,
a
don't
way.
freaking shoot me in the head, like stuff like that. Because I have a weird history. Anyways, not important. 10,000 is minimum requirement for having decent conversational. 30,000 like you want to sit down have a deep conversation with someone, and 60,000 you just know everything. That's it. That's a good claim.
Someone asked what accent did I choose for French. To be honest, there's Quebec French, which is near me, but I go by the media, so there's a lot of France media. So I just learned the
French.
like France. Yeah, I learned France French, and eventually, since I live here, I can adapt to the Quebec French. But
Yeah. Other than their
not a big
slang,
deal.
they're pretty big on slang. That's what Neil said once, I believe.
Yeah, and to
Interesting.
me, it's about the media because Quebec they don't have as much
They're not
media, and
that
that would just be torture to like immerse.
big. You can think of it as like a secondary thing to learn, but
Yeah, it's like a secondary. Yeah, you can adapt. Like you'll know, like, oh, they say this instead of that. It's like it's easy to adapt. I guess. It's like a dialect, basically.
exactly. Anyways, do you have another question? Because we can keep going for a while. I don't know what Louis is doing.
Oh, I'm just studying in the background while you guys are chatting, so don't.
Great.
Don't pay attention to
Learn
me.
those links.
So,
Yeah.
do I have another question?
Or do you want me to get to that?
I want more experience from you guys on like what was the breakthrough where you were like, oh, this is working. Oh, I'm enjoying my immersion.
When you
Like
talk,
I want that kind of
when you,
that experience
when
because
you,
I've never experienced that.
when you understand what the other person's saying when you talk to them.
Yeah, like where you're like, okay, because you said you
Online
from
teachers.
2018 to 2021, you were like having trouble sticking with it.
Yep.
But what was the breakthrough point where you're like, oh my god, this is working? I'm understanding my media. I want to feel that because I've never felt that before. You know?
Do you have a story, Louis, or you want me to go first?
Yeah. I guess I might as well.
I guess it's the bathroom.
Give an example. Yeah. So for my case, I think like when it comes to just online learning, it was purely through Link. Just when I got to around, I would say there's just an estimate, the 20,000 word mark. Around that point, a lot of the content just started to click. So that meant like I could pretty much understand like 90% of the videos or have like a good idea because you don't actually
Wait,
need
when
to
was that?
know.
Sorry, at what point was that?
Like when you have around 20,000 known words on Link, this is just in my case something that I started to notice because the thing with like Link is that after a certain point, everything is kind of diminishing returns. So
Yeah,
after you get
that
up
was,
to
yeah.
like 30,000, as like Kevin said, like words become a lot more rare, and the chances of you encountering them are like less and less if you want to like add them to your known word list. So yeah, around like maybe about a year in of using Link every single day, did I sort
How
of
many
have
words
that
were you
moment?
adding? Because 20,000 is wild in a
Yeah,
year.
there's a lot. Actually, I think I got 10,000 in a year, and then 20,000 in about a year and a half. Because what you'll notice is that it kind of increases exponentially, because the way that Link counts words is kind of different to how you would define a word. So
Oh,
it can actually get different conjugations of a word. So if you say the store or the, these are three separate words, like recognized by Link, but like, technically just two words, or like store the, which is like four words in total, but there's actually just two words. So Link actually counts those like different conjugations of words. So in actuality, it may say that I know 54,000 words, but
He probably doesn't.
if it
I
actually
don't.
breaks down to real words, it's probably more like
Half.
5 to 6. Yeah. Oh, honestly, like maybe 5,000 like actual dictionary words.
Like
that you
unwilled.
know,
Like to actually
Yeah.
use
that's
it,
why.
probably.
Yeah. So that's why
So
it
I
was
I
so
only add dictionary words. That's why I was talking about 10,000.
yeah. No,
That's pretty high
10,000 would
then.
probably be equivalent to like
100.
maybe
I don't even know, to be honest.
1,500. I don't know, 2,000 words.
That's why I was confused when you guys are in the 50s and see. Okay, so now we're on the same page. So because with Anki, everyone tries to aim for that 10,000, and that's like retirement mode. They're like, yo, that's a lot.
It's pretty hard because you're directly targeting the words you need in reality, We just happen to learn words in a listening context because you have to prepare to listen. Every person has like way more vocabulary than you do, so you have to prepare for what on earth they can throw at you. Like they can say like curse words at you, and you haven't learned that through 10,000, haven't you?
So you're adding all the conjugations, not only the dictionary word?
Oh, that's what like for example, Spanish and French. Yeah, they show every form, and then you're just adding every form. If everyone on Anki is adding based on
Oh.
the space form, it's gonna reduce like 10 times or even a lot more.
Yeah.
We do every
Yeah,
form.
like for example, if I see a conjugation of a word, right? Like let's say fly and flew, that's
Sure.
one word to me. Like I'll only add fly.
Yeah, see, because the conditions is what you deem as what you call a known word. We just go with every
Yeah.
possible combination because a person treats it as a different word every time when you speak. Because some person might say, "I eat," but that's just no one's gonna say "I eat" as like the main word. Okay, I ate, I will eat, like stuff. See,
Yeah.
those can be three different possible cases that could happen.
Yeah, I used to ask ChatGPT about that. I'm like, how do I learn all the grammar and conjugations through just the dictionary word? He said, well, the immersion's gonna help. You're gonna start seeing patterns
You will.
automatically. It's like
Mhm.
kids never learn grammar.
They
They
don't.
just see it in different forms naturally, and you'll learn just like that.
Yep. It's like yeah.
That's the beauty of Link.
They
Is come across the
exactly.
grammar.
We just account for
naturally.
every possible case possible. Anki just accounts for the most important cases. We account for everything. So that's the downside.
So now let's talk about then dictionary forms. So would 10,000 be enough? I
Way
guess?
more than enough. What the heck?
Oh yeah.
So
I don't think I know that.
so what's good then? Like what's a good aim where you'll enjoy media? Like 5,000 probably?
Probably. Yeah.
Oh
It
yeah.
could be a lot
easily.
less. Just think of it like a 10-time multiplier. So like for us it's like for Louis it's like 5,000 times 10 is 50,000. Mine is 100,000, so it's probably the 10,000. So I hit every possible case in Mandarin. Just like
Oh,
the Japanese people, these learners say 10,000. Okay, that's every possible case in their case. See?
Yeah. Okay, that's where I was confused. That's cool. Someone asked, am I learning Japanese? No, I'm not.
Do you have plans to? Because you watch Mike.
To be honest, I am a fan of all language learners. It doesn't matter what the language is because we're all doing the same methods, really.
Yeah.
I'm more fascinated by the methodology of language learning, like the linguists and like how does it
Yeah.
work, you know? That's what I'm more fascinated by.
Or fascinated by which one is the most efficient.
Yes, because I am so frustrated. That's why I related to you when you said you failed many times because that's where I'm at, where I just keep failing, and I'm like, when do I get to the point of enjoyment?
The enjoyment. Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
You have to
how
get
much
there
time?
first. Do the hard
Yeah,
work.
I know.
You have
I
to
know.
get there.
But that's why I think my dopamine is depleted, man. I know you guys can balance gaming. I think it's the Asian DNA, but like me, I cannot
wish.
balance it, man.
No.
No.
Just take a nap. Just take a nap. That's
Take
it.
a nap, dude. I live off 6 hours of sleep, man. I can't take a nap.
I do
don't know.
5, man. I study and I stream the day after. It's fine.
But you do agree with dopamine like affecting learning because like look at all these kids who are like short form content. They can't focus like for more than like 2 minutes. I feel like that's my brain now.
Oh, you
It's
can take advantage.
cooked.
You do both at the same time. You brain rot and you study. That's what I do.
You think you could do that though?
Yep.
I don't know.
Because as long as you're hearing the sound, okay, for listening, as long as the other monitor's like muted, okay, you're focusing on the sound of the language, but you're just watching visually, and then you're fine because listening is training the ears, so you don't need your eyes as much. But when you're reading, you're using your eyes. You don't need your ears. That you can listen to a bunch of other stuff. So that's what the
No, you're right. I think you could do both. What I'm saying is I don't
uh-huh.
have the motivation to do
French.
activities that don't give me instant gratification.
Yeah, you're on the Alki doesn't give you that. I'm just telling you.
You get what I mean?
You go okay.
I know what you mean.
You ever see like my stats? Okay, I learned like 100 more words a day. I can throw something really unbelievable that would probably make you like, what the man. Even
What's
Louis.
that?
I'll show you in a second. You'll probably be really surprised
Yeah.
if I can find the stats. I showed Mike. He's like, what the hell? Okay.
Like Louis, you get what I mean, right? Like that
Yeah.
instant dopamine where language is very slow grind.
Oh, absolutely. And then you can just pick up your phone and scroll reels, and you get that instant dopamine hit.
Or to reset
Yeah,
Honestly,
exactly.
to reset yourself.
it's honestly something I still kind of struggle with. Like I'll find myself subconsciously just scrolling YouTube reels when I could just be studying Chinese, but I think that's just because I've a lot more time than other people. Like in case you have a family, you can't really afford to get away with those distractions. But yeah, there are ways around it. Like you can just kind of set a time limit on your phone, or like change the phone to like black and white so it seems less appealing. Or just do what I did, which was basically delete all those social media apps from my phone and only keep the ones that are useful there, so you don't get tempted to go on it all the time. But yeah, I mean, as I said, like it's death by a thousand cuts. You just need to keep trying and failing every time, but eventually you will get there. Whether it takes a month or even a year to fully get into the habit of learning a language. Like I don't even think right now I'm really fully locked in like Kevin is with learning languages,
I'm just crazy.
because yeah, you
I
are.
think what's that thing called when you have like those time breaks?
Like
Uh,
Pomodoro.
just-
Yeah, exactly. I used to use that actually quite a bit. I think I should get back into that where it's like have a study session and then go watch a YouTube video and then it's time's up, go
I
back
would
to studying.
recommend. So that's the thing with YouTube, is it's quite dangerous, because what it'll do is it will kind of like steal your attention, and it will like make, when you go back into work after watching YouTube,
yeah.
it's gonna feel a lot less appealing. So instead,
That's
just like
exactly my
get up,
issue. Yes.
instead of like reaching for your phone when you go for a break, just go outside, go for a walk, just chill, lie in bed,
Breathe.
close your eyes. Exactly, like get some water, get some snacks.
That's what it is.
Other
Yeah.
ways to clear your brain, because you just
I
don't
feel like
need
I'm
all
in
that.
I feel like I'm in Video Games Anonymous.
Okay, I have the picture. You're gonna be
Yeah.
super surprised what I can do with Link and Max Potential.
Let me see.
Even Louis might be
God.
surprised by this number.
Yeah, I want to make it say like 10,000 words in one day.
Close.
Oh, God.
42,000? What is that?
No, read this. Whatever this cursor is at.
Oh, 2,000 out of 45?
Holy shit!
Look, that's the reaction.
Whoa.
This means I learned 2,000 Cantonese word on that day.
Damn.
Wait, wait, with how many hours of study?
2 hours 40.
Only 2 hours of 40?
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah, but how much did you know those 2,000 words? If that sounds insane.
Well, technically, it's actually cheating because they know Mandarin. Never mind.
Oh.
Let me get something more.
Yeah, actually, that makes
Let me
sense.
get a better one then. Okay,
Yeah,
here.
I've never
Here you
seen
go, Japanese.
308.
This is better.
So crazy though.
519
19.
in a day?
Japanese. Yep, it says today.
Is that because it's similar to Chinese or?
It helps, but technically Japanese still has 3 alphabets you have to learn.
Just
Just
like
crazy.
even after you learned 58,000, or like you already
yeah.
had a big vocab.
Okay, the thing is, I split them between times. For example, I literally learned like 100 words, and then I wait 10 minutes, 100 words, 100 words, 100 words. But what I did with Neil here, she was watching me, like I just put a stopwatch. So I would do 100 words, known words, and then I have 1 minute. I have 1 minute to rest, and then my brain's pretty much on fire. So it's pretty.
Yeah.
Link is Anki on steroids. You don't believe it or not. The methodology, as I'm using Link with Anki, even Link doesn't advocate this crap. I guarantee it. They're like, bro, this is not how you learn the language. I just know that they're seeing the results, but that's about it. Wait,
I don't think anyone's probably gotten anywhere close to that in one day. Actually, did you notice the FIFA like word challenge? They like today they've added like a 4 times multiplier for like anything you do, and I'm trying to like get as high as I can on that, on the coins, because they're doing the country versus country thing. If you saw that.
You mean on Link?
Yeah, on Link they have active challenge is called the
The
Link
FIFA thing.
Language Cup 2026.
You know
Yeah.
what is that about? I never used it.
Oh, I think this is like the first time they're doing it, but it's like
Yeah, you can join
just
the
a
you can join the
challenge.
cup and everything.
Yeah, and then you represent your country, but you get a bonus. And today's bonus is that there's a 4 times multiplier on all activities. So
Oh, that's cheating.
I'm actually taking advantage of that.
Oh, you go for it, man. I actually don't care about the points. I only care about the known words.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting, but yeah, they've got like a 4 times multiplier.
You hear
I've
that?
just been collecting
You
coins.
hear that, Shiro? See, he's on gamification mode. He's going for
Yeah, I
full-
can tell.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I'm
like
min-max.
crack to him.
Okay, because Link is so good for fixing other addictions because it's technically rebounding. We know about rebounding in relationships for sure. It's literally the same concept.
Yeah. So he's rebounding from league to this.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could, because every time I try to open a game, my brain automatically tells me, "All right, you're not getting anything from this. Go back to your language learning, to your games." I was like, okay.
I really think there should be a class on dopamine and language learning because
It's called psychology, but that's different.
yeah, like those people that like when they go out, like gamers, you can't put them at a beach or a park or something because they're like constantly thinking about gaming.
Yeah,
It's almost like that with me and Anki. It's like I can't sit for 30 minutes and do boring flashcards.
yeah, that's why Link pretty much fixes that. You don't have to make the flashcards. That's one thing, and I just
Well, mine's
advocate-
automated.
yeah.
I know you said manual, but mine's automated because I use Yomitan, which
Oh,
just adds it in automatically.
Wait, isn't Yovitet? Oh, that's for all languages. I thought it was just Japanese.
Yeah, they have dictionaries that you download based on any language. So I had it Arabic,
useful.
French. Yeah.
All right, if it's working.
No,
for
Yomitan is
you-
very cool, and I even get voices added to my cards automatically.
Oh, that's awesome. How's the progress from it though?
That's the issue. I think it's I think it's the dopamine, man. I gotta like quit gaming and focus, like go all in on language learning. I gotta gamify my process somehow.
Link,
Don't go cold
Link
turkey,
does that
just,
for you.
know.
Yeah, I
Well,
just gotta go cold turkey.
I recommend you just do
I
the
don't
learn.
think that.
Oh, go on.
I don't know, just you don't have to go cold turkey. Heck, you probably don't even
Just
need to give
reduce
up.
it by
Just-
like a few minutes each time. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Just get adjusted to it.
I wish I could just
Hey.
throw everything out like that.
I don't. It's not like I play that much. It's like I play not as bad as I used to. I used to play like all day, but now I play maybe two hours a day.
Dang,
It's not that bad.
I want that
Bad.
time.
Yeah.
Figure out-
Actually, do you have a family, Shiro?
He
You said
does.
something about that, right?
I do like so. Basically, I'll hang out with my family,
Uh-huh.
and then when they go to bed, it'll be like my alone time. So I'll either play a few matches of the league.
Is this your alone
I
time
mean,
with
yesterday,
us?
man. Yesterday, I was watching Love Island till 3 in the morning. That was bad.
Good show
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Are we using your free time right now?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I should go soon, anyways.
Making a circle.
Love
Uh,
Island.
yeah.
The comments. Okay, but wait.
Love Island. Too.
Well, I forgot what I just brain farted. I don't know where we're at right now.
See, man, I'm full of brain rot. League,
I-
social media, Love Island. It's all brain rot.
I can be honest. I do need brain rot for me to learn language because I have one mother watching some video as I, actually, what I do? I listen to something when I'm reading, and I'm also watching something when I'm listening. See, so it's
It's all
technically
useful things, I think.
it's useful to keep you going, but your attention span is like smaller. But you can 100%,
is,
you can
yeah.
hyper focus on language, like stead lock it is, but you're gonna overly burn out. So you have to like, do it in small, concentrated sessions. So I guess
That's true.
back to the advice is don't do your listening like in long periods of time. Concentrate it in short terms. I always advocate 5 minutes. That's just my thing now. So that's one place. If you legit like want me to create like a C1 French guy, like I'm not C1 in French or any language,
Dude, please, yeah.
but I can give
Send
you
me that. I would love that.
I don't know. Like, I can send. I can tell you because I never made it before. It's that I can probably get the C1 in Mandarin, but the thing is, it's time spans. So because recently I found out how to actually keep track of how many words you could probably listen, and that's like okay. If I knew this back then, I could have like 100% focused actively on listening. I'm like okay, I could have been C1 earlier. See, but
Like me, I don't even need like a guide. It's more like the methodology. Like It's
Okay,
like as a beginner, vocabulary is the biggest like
I know.
bottleneck. And then once your vocabulary increases, your comprehension increases, then that becomes a multiplier for your listening. But
Uh,
then once your vocabulary is at a good rate, you can lower your vocabulary and just focus on immersion
or you just spend less time.
because
Mhm.
or less time, sorry, not quitting, but like spend less time.
The thing
Because
is,
you're already understanding the media, so the media can teach you
not
also.
really. The media only, if you want to learn words from audio, you have to be like a 95% comprehension to begin with because you need the other words to give you the context generally.
Yeah.
It
I don't think you should
helps.
stop vocab study, but I mean it should be less priority than at the beginning.
So every average learner's biggest struggle is always vocabulary. How do you get through every person who live streams their progress? They're always writing in some book, and they're pretty much stuck on phase one, which is reading. And God
That's
knows
true.
when are they ever going to get to the listening to actually talk to the native speaker? See, so technically the idea here is how can we skip to the listening comprehension with the highest chance of understanding this transcript to allow us to transfer that knowledge to make
Yeah.
comprehensible input a thing for hard content. See, but so the first step for you, Louis probably will say the same thing to me. It's like Link is really good. Like there's a reason Louis is also using Link, right?
Yeah, and also, I think like when it comes to Anki, I think a reason why you might not be interested is because it doesn't produce any sort of content that you would be interested in. So with Link, what I found was a good way to get me engaged with it was just to like import content on my existing interests. So if you're learning French, then and you also like to play League or other games, and what I do is I look for
League
like gaming
content.
channels. Yeah, gaming channels in my target language. Then I just subscribe to the channel and I import all of their videos into Link, and then I read and listen to the content because it's in something that I'm interested in, and that's going to activate your brain and make it more engaging for you. So you're going to take a lot more out of that than some guy who's teaching a class about like I don't know biology or
It's wasting your
some subject that you're
time
not. Yeah, exactly.
and
Like just
money. Yeah.
subject that you're not
Yeah.
interested in. You're just going to get a lot more out of it.
I,
Um,
I can add
I mean,
another.
my setup is pretty similar where so I'll use Language Reactor
Okay.
and I'll use Yomi 10 at the same time. So you know how you highlight the subtitles in Language Reactor? I'll hold shift and then it'll pop up Yomi 10 and I can automatically create a card through the subtitle of the video.
That works. That's one way to do it. Yeah.
So it's like I'm still enjoying my media, but if I don't know a word, it'll automatically create that word. And then I'll highlight it in Language Reactor as a known word as well.
Yeah, that's a way to do it for sure. But the things you're thinking about in the end is which is more efficient because you're thinking about it, but you're not really focusing on it. Like, okay, what am I doing something that's actually gonna make it faster? I know you're making progress, but how fast can you make progress? But adding on to Louis' point is that okay, you can import everything, but the thing is, if you want the instant gratification, Link helps you get like the words known as fast as possible, and you create what we call links, like from blue to yellow. That's creating an Anki card. So if you see yourself making 100 links a day, you get instant dopamine. That's like a low end dopamine because it's not results, but it's one step towards learning 100 known words, and then you might hit like mine, like 500 known words a day. You're like, okay, shit. If I do this every day, I can pretty much understand everything eventually. So
does Link show you the comprehension level of a video by your known words?
Yeah, they tell you how many unknown words you have. That's it. At the link, I can you import. Let me see.
But it doesn't give you a percentage, like 70%.
Yep.
Comprehension. Or?
Just you're looking in the screen. Let me get it. It just takes a while. All right. We have something
called.
They
need that in Language Reactor.
Yeah, something called lesson info, and then you have how many new words you have, how many links, and how many known words exist. Like this is the numbers and percentage. There's 5 new words you have never seen before, and how many existing links. It's pretty much words you haven't learned yet, and this is how many total words you have known.
So I guess you could just take new words, and that means you like know 95%, right? Comprehension, technically.
Just get a calculator and just do the math. Generally, yeah, like 80% here of words that you it is reading context. So listening is definitely a lot smaller because if you never heard it or sorry, you've never read it or heard it, you have no chance of understanding out of context generally. So you have to.
Do you guys think it matters of because I heard it's better to start with beginner level content when you have less vocabulary
Yeah,
because you're actually comprehending more?
yeah. You want to. The tip is if you go from beginner to intermediate, just get the beginner content and speed up the speed to like 1.4 or something like that. That's it.
Mm,
It's easy content. Sorry, easy vocabulary. It just happens to be faster. You can make it as fast as a
yeah,
native speaker if you want. You're like, okay, it's automatically upper intermediate because it's so much faster. That's it. So you can
that makes
determine
sense.
the difficulty of the content based on how fast it is and how hard is the vocabulary and how fast it is. Like those are the general two, like A1, A2, right? It can be slow content, and it can be vocabulary. It can be like beginner, and then like we get to intermediate, it's just faster, and it can be harder vocabulary. But we get to C1, C2, it's just all native content. That's it. That's how you
That
know
makes sense.
exactly. My tip for beginner to intermediate: just get a beginner lesson and just increase the speeds like 1.45, whatever. Even like Mandarin, I put everything to 1.4 for Mandarin just because I just want to get through the lesson faster. That's it.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Don't be afraid of like overly using easy content because I think a lot of people like when they learn a language they get a bit too ambitious and then decide to like jump to content that is a bit
too
too
hard.
like has too many unknown
I
words. It's
I
like
was
80%.
doing that.
Just
Yeah.
rem-
Just
go on.
remember you have to be in like a flow state. Okay, so flow state means that it's at your limit.
At
You
your
don't want something that's
limit,
too
yeah.
hard. Yeah, or something. Well, most of the time it actually won't be too easy because even the easy content will sometimes have like
Could be
a
hard.
few words that you won't know. Yeah.
I can
But you will always-
guarantee. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, I'm pretty much done. But yeah, you go for it.
In general, you can always learn a new word, even from beginner content, and then you just speed it up to really train your ear because
Yeah.
you can pretty
That's
much
how
just,
people are going to talk to you in real life. Yeah.
yeah, you want to speed it
Yeah.
up to a native speed eventually. Like for example, Neil told me this French content is so damn slow, and then I said, okay, how fast? 1.4. She said faster. 1.6 faster. 1.7 faster. It's like what the so 1.8. She said, and you get 1.9, but it's generally good. I was like, okay, that's literally almost
Or like
twice.
2 times. Yeah.
Exactly. I did
That's crazy.
so like Mandarin easy content, I would listen at 2 speed just because it's so easy because you know all the vocabulary.
But wouldn't it just be better instead of speeding it up to just watch advanced content? Because usually it's faster anyways,
But
right?
yeah, that's generally if
up
you're
to you.
you have to be confident because when you jump to advanced, you're entering a realm when the vocabulary is so vast. It can be
Yeah,
100,000.
yeah.
See, anything can be thrown at you, and now you have to first you haven't heard of this word before, and you're gonna hear like 50% of them unknown to you. So that's why you have to learn the word previously to prepare you, so that when you read it, now your brain has a chance of acquiring it in a listening context.
So speaking of that, you think in order to acquire, you have to comprehend, right? That's why
that's what the reading's
gradually
for.
building up, right?
That's the transcript is for. You have to understand what you're reading. That's the comprehend part.
Yeah. That's why people who start advanced stuff is just noise because they don't have enough vocab. They're not comprehending anything.
Good news is they can hear every sound eventually if they keep listening to advanced content. They just hear it, but they don't understand it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like those people that says 100% vibe by 0% understanding. Like a Japanese guy. There's a video that says 0% English but 100% vibe.
Yeah.
100% understanding.
But he knows the environment, the vibe. But he just doesn't know what the other person's saying. That's it. So you want to, you get used to the vocabulary. You just want to any lesson can be useful. If you know every word from all the things you're listening to, just find a different content. You'll find something new.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, guys, I gotta go, but it was nice chatting with you guys.
All right, I guess we'll get you to C1
just meet
plan
you.
in some kind of future. Then it's
Oh
fine,
my
though.
god. Well, you
Thank
guys motivate me, so that I appreciate
Yeah,
that
keep
a
going,
lot.
man.
It's okay. I'll be here as usual.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm part of the community now, so we'll talk soon.
I'll be here. All right, you guys.
That's
good. All right, take care,
have
guys.
fun. All
Yeah.
right, bye.
Goodbye.
Well, technically, I can still stream if I really want, but. What time is it? I should really rename this. I should really rename this interview. It's more like a conversational. Kev, thanks for inviting me for this. Honestly, we could be chatting every week. Just saying, we could. There's not really much different what I'm doing. The only difference is I just talk about the topics. I should clip all of that. Just clip it all. Just cut it and say that's the entire separate video. Default is Louise. Default. Definitely clip. I should probably just rename it. Yeah, I'll clip it. Shorts for months. Oh shoot. There's so much information in there, wasn't there? We enter an entire different realm of knowledge for sure. Honestly, I could just end the stream here and just say, this entire stream was just because of this talk, and that's it. But I could have been improving my listening the entire time, but I spent the time to talk with two guys that matter. One of them want to learn French, so which is fun. One day I'll be good at French. It's all time based though. Okay. Okay, Dark Ivy. I can answer your question if you want. If I were to create like a French plan, right? Because I can't prove I'm good at French or any language at C1 levels, but I can give an idea how it can work. Let's see. If I do a Google Doc, I guess. Maybe I should do another clip. If I were to start over, if I were to learn French to C1. Wait, what's the original question? This should be a separate video. I have a general goal to reach French C1 by March 27. What's your level now then? Oh, this is all white text? Yeah. Neil's gonna hear this and think, okay, can you do it, Kevin? Oh, yeah, I made the plan and all. How long do you think it'll take to reach C1 French on link in terms of vocab / listening? Shoot. Okay. If we're gonna count for C1 level, okay. Am I pretty much gonna be in my nerd math mode again? I would say considering everything high B1. I think okay, by March. How many days until March? March what? March 1st? March 30th? How many days until March? I don't know, 1, 2027? How many days? 248 days. So if we use legit math to solve this. See, that's C1 guidebook. French. Okay, we have shoot, this is all white text. If I were to throw everything, okay, how many words do you have? You're about to cook, I can feel it. How many words do you have now as the starting foundation, and how many active listening hours have you done that is not passive at all? So that's the big thing. I need those two the most. If you have any foundation, or are you saying from 0? Time dedication. Wait. Oh shoot. 248 days until goal. 248 days to March 1st, 2027. 7,000. Okay. 7K known. 1 hour. Listen. Okay. Okay, based on whatever stat I have, if I apply whatever theory I use for this crazy monstrosity of a thing, passive listening, okay, you could be my guinea pig. If I were to apply my passive listening word vocabulary theory, how many words would you need? Oh, let me think. I need to do some math. Shit. Okay, how long would it take? Gotta go. See you guys next time. Have a good night. What time is it? Good night. Is it like? Oh, good night. Yeah, definitely go. Dark IV. You can, if you were like guinea pig, and then you can use Neo as the actual test. I think that would be a perfect one. I would test it, but yeah, too many languages. I can't be the good experiment because in my reality, I'm expecting to hit like B2 in 3 years, probably 3 or 4 years. So I have no problem. Okay, Dark IV. How do I want to do this? I need to think. Okay, known words for French as a starting foundation. 7,800. Why do you say cheers when someone's leaving? Is that a SA thing? Yeah. So your objective is C1. We can do C1 as the goal. Let me get a better image though. Where's the theories list? French, 28,220. 20. So basically, you have to listen to C1 content to keep this consistent. 28,220. English is about 30,000. Ratio. Known words to. I'm mixing it up. 4. But English is. Actually, where is English? I haven't seen this chart in a while. English, 30,250. English is 30,250. French is. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. 4114. 4114. I will say with C1 content. Yeah. C1 the comprehension only or speaking include. This is just listening because during the time you're listening, you're gonna speak really well. Well, at least better. Because speaking is a whole separate session. I'm just predicting how fast or how much can you get from listening, because that's generally the entire foundation. Because if Neil were to talk to you, can you understand a word she's saying when she's at max native speed? Because when I listen to content, I have to put at 1.8 speed. Like that's how fast they speak. So you have to prepare for that as a foundation start. Okay. Speaking included, but I have lingo for that. Sure. Why just you can shadow. If you shadow 10 minutes a day, you can get pretty far. Actually, I can include that too. Wait, this is French. Shadow 2. I can you could probably just do shadow only. Just do shadow only. You don't really need to speak much. Just shadow. Okay. 41,140. What is that math? 41, 14, 30, 250, 1.36. That's not huge, but that works. Formula 1, 10 times. Known words you have. 780. If we're listening to only C1 content. Oh, yes, but shadowing is good for pronunciation, but creating sense, yeah, it is a entire separate thing. That's why I always advocate Google Translate. If you want to do my way, that's a whole different, but I don't know how the average person would. They can create sentences, they can do sentence mining, language islands. There's so many concepts. I just use Google Translate call it a day, but I would have to do a lot of it to even get close. That's not my one. 28,220. 28,220. Do you have a channel you could say with confidence is quotidien? Is it quotidien the C1? Confirmez s'il vous plaît. Pourquoi ce titre content était rapide? Vite. I don't know what's rapid. Rapide. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Oh, daily. Yeah, quotidien. Quotidien is super C1. It's definitely C1. It's like they're so fast, but they're also conversational for sure. I don't even know what I'm saying. Is there such thing as formal text? I'm just saying words. I only know the formality for Korean and Japanese, but even I'm not good at those. Okay. Oof, that's slow as hell. So if you were to listen to C1 content at your current level, like if you were to go straight to Cotidian probably, then s'il vous plaît. Oh yeah. I just know that's a default phrase. I would never I have never learned informal or unformal. I just say whatever comes to my brain. 4.62. But I haven't accounted for it. If you learn, how many words do you think you'll learn? How many known words can you learn a day? That's like the big thing. How many words can you learn as you listen? Separate issue. $55 words per hour. Wow. Not bad, I guess. You technically only need 10,000 as the minimum foundation for speaking. So I guess 10,000 is like a good goal. B2 though, because right now I put it for B2 level. Active listening 1. Supercook. Sounds so much better than STP, to be honest. Current passive listening vocabulary. Okay. Jesus, really only 1 hour? So you only know 55 words? I don't know. This is like the best chance I could. Game over. 55 is better than 0, so I guess it's a good start. This part is important. Less Echo TV would be C1 if you're into politics. I feel like the vocab isn't too bad. Yeah. In my opinion, I would hyper focus on conversational. So if there's 2 people in the audio, go for it. Because that's technically like if you were to be tested with Neil, would you rather listen to content that requires a conversation because you guys are having conversation, or you listen to specialized content like politics and that Neil doesn't talk about much about politics? I watched already. I mean, C1 will require more than conversation. Yeah, you need words. You need to understand everything, how to speak. Yeah, C1 is really hard. Even Mandarin is like super hard. I don't even know. I'm just trying to get the listening part. See, I'm not huge on speaking, but as long as I understand you, we talking about like some, I don't know, Holocaust in Germany, I'm good. You know, ball. I don't even know what I'm. How long would it get? How long would it take to B2 listening level? B2, huh? B2 is that number. That's C2. This is B2. That's dang, man. That's quite a little number. How many words of passive listening do you lack? You lack 28,164. Wow. 20,164.6 words. Jesus. 20,164.6 divided by 10 times 5. How many minutes do you have to spend? You need 14,082 real minutes of listening with transcript to even. Okay, holy moly. This is a span of till. Really? Put the minutes. There's no way that's real, right? 1,173 hours? No. 7,000 times 3. How does that make? How does that number make any sense? 105.8 divided by 12. Okay, that seems right. Oh, 60. Oh, okay. I went over. I did the wrong one. Okay, it's 60. Wrong conversion. 60. 14,082.3 were minutes divided by 60, which is 234 hours of continuous listening with transcript. So I think that's doable. Let's see. Hours. So you need 234.71 hours or 14,082 minutes. So, for example, how much do you have to spend a day with a transcript while you're learning words? Because this is not accounting for how many words you learn a day. So, like, if you want to learn like 100 words a day, I guess I'll make it faster, honestly. I'm just doing this based on you're just sticking with 7,800, and that's majority of what you're working with. But this is lacking a lot, but it's okay. It's like the closest thing I could come up with. It's fun though. All right, so you have how many days? I see you have 248. So 248. So if you literally spend an hour every day listening to content with transcript, you hear every single word, understand the sentence, and move on. You can literally listen how many hours a day? 234.71 divided by 240. Sorry, wrong number. 234.71, 248 times 100. Nope, divide by 100. 90 times 60. Okay. So if you do 234 divided by blah 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 blah, that's about 56 minutes. And God, what is 78% of a minute? 78 of a minute. 60, 40, 56 minutes, 46 seconds. Every single day until I can tell you how much you have to spend to get to B1. So you need about this. You need to spend this amount of time every single day. Wow. So according to my freaking math, because I spend 5 minutes per language, you have to literally do how many sessions? 11 5-minute sessions every day. Wow. If you honestly split the 11, if you do 5-minute sessions, so maybe you could do 5 5 5 morning, that's 3 5 5 5 lunch, 5 5 5 dinner. You still have an extra 2. That's kind of tough. So since French is easy, you might go faster. So maybe you could do, I don't know how much time of the day you're willing to put in, because you have to account for your burnout as well. How often do you burn out? Like, how often do you want to just fall asleep? Jesus. You need 11.2 sessions of 5-minute real audio with transcript every day. Bro, okay, 3 to 5 hours. That's even as much as how much I study. So it's perfect. So if you know how, do you know how to take naps, like 15-minute power naps? Oh, okay. Yeah, grammar's gonna slow you down for sure. Oh, you do Anki. Oh, you're not like a link user. Okay. Either way, we're all gonna use some kind of listening tool, right? Let would be B2 C1 subject. Oh, yeah, my opinion, if you were to spend 56 minutes every single day from here on, you could probably reach B2 for listening, just pure listening. Speaking is outside of this, by the way. I would run Link much more. Oh, right, you're a Link user, right? You should, if you learn 100 words a day, then just you'll pretty much get there fast. like I would advocate just if you do my speed techniques, ignore every known word, you can get 100 words a day, like in less than 10 minutes, just based on how many unknown words you're gonna encounter. Definitely a huge one for sure. Okay. Every day. You got this, or I'll just screenshot this. Whatever. Let's see. What is your user on Discord? I don't think I have a dark IV in here. I need to put you as a note. Hugo. Ah, right, my man. I don't know. I'll just. How do I message? Hi. And then image. Starting at 7,800. Blah, blah, doing math, accounting for like the high known words to consider consistency. Last stream today, yeah, I'm gonna go exercise, play some badminton like in 2 hours. Soft spots. If you were here before, you would have heard like the most intense talk. If you spend active, you have only 1 hour of active listening. So if you want my recommendation, just drop the grammar and the classes for now and just all out listening. Like you will thank me later. I don't know. Even if you can understand what Neil says by whatever you do, what I do, if you can understand Neil, I think I just proven my theory. If it fails, okay, I either don't know what I'm doing or I definitely didn't teach it at all or correctly. You missed the best part. The first an hour and a half is legit hardcore. As if I had a discussion with 2 other people. You might find something useful, maybe. You reckon? We'll do the test. 5 hours a day. Okay, no, not 5 hours. You had to hit 56 minutes, real audio. So an average person might take about 3 times. So, do you use Language Reactor? If you don't, I recommend it, or else it doesn't really prove my little hypothesis because I'm doing it at a rate of 56 minutes. But for Language Reactor, it might take about 2 or 3 times. So in your case, it'll be like 3 times. So it'll take you 2 hours and what's 80% of 60? 54? I don't know. What's 8% of 60? 48. Okay, got it. Sure. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Whatever. I'll just do 2 point. Just to make it easier. 2 hours, 48 minutes. Every day. You probably might hit this number. It's 56 minutes. I have a Language Reactor. Okay. My recommendation is to focus it on sessions. 5-minute sessions. Like 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Maybe take a break, a nap, because your stress level will always continue to increase. But when you rest, for example, drink coffee or eat lunch, it will go. So this is standard position. You might go back, but you're not going to hit the 0 position. You might just stress, and then you might go back, stress, and then you pretty much you hit your limit. So the power nap is to help you reset to the standard position of 0, so that you can pretty much do the whole cycle, whatever. So it won't make any sense. If it makes sense, cool. If it doesn't, then I'm just crazy guy on the internet. Besides, you're seeing numbers for languages. Like, come on, this is kind of the weirdest thing you've probably seen in a while. Pomodoro Language Reactor technique. I don't know what is that. Actually, I might need to look that up. Actually, what's Pomodoro technique? A popular time management method. Yeah, it's exactly this. Sorry, I don't know if I clapped too loud. It's exactly the Pomodoro technique, but I just pretty much put in 5-minute real audio sessions. So, whew. Okay, that's actually pretty useful. I actually note that. $56. I don't know, man. B2 in 9 months? Technically, FSI claims you can probably get in 560 active hours. Okay, that's classroom, so the efficiency is a lot slower. I guarantee the FSI gets you the B1, B2, probably B2 because it says fluency after all. So B2. So the goal is B2. That's fluency technically. You're just in the between, knowing all the conversation and sort of some of the advanced topics. You just don't know all of it. Did I get it right? Okay. I don't know, George. You got my image. Just do it. All right. I might just end the stream here. I'm like super burned out from the last talk. I need to clip it though. I need to clip everything I just said with the other two guys. That'd be so useful. Legend. You have to prove it before you can say it. I can't be a legend in this case. I'm just telling you stuff that I'm pretty much creating like calculus like Isaac Newton did. Actually, how did he do it? How did Isaac Newton create calculus? He invented calculus to solve real-world problems in physics, like calculating the instantaneous speed. Okay, so he actually had physical objects to work with. I don't know how he actually did it though, because like the ideology makes the most sense. But because technically, I created ideology for something that you can't see, but he created ideology for something for physical objects that do exist already. Probably problem of motion. There's a lot of things, but yeah, general idea. Just if you want to make it easier, just do 5-minute sessions. Don't do like 0 to 15, right? You'll overburn yourself and call it a day. All right, call it here. I'm out, everyone. I need to sleep after all that talking. See you tomorrow.